clip we just showed, again, for our radio audience, was basically you sitting down with Tom Brady for the first time after when you acquired him, or you were in the midst of trying to get him to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Walk me through that.
It was about the recruiting process, and Jason Light had a history with, and John Spytek both, with Tom. So for us, it was just a matter of him feeling us out and us feeling him out, and I think we recruited each other as hard as the other one was. So it was like he knew everything there was to know about us, and for me, it was such an easy thing.
Well, I mean, obviously, we know who he was, and he knew who you were. What made it work between the two of you, do you think?
Well, I think Tampa had everything he was looking for. He wanted to stay on the East Coast, close to Jack and his son, and obviously he was building a house in Florida at the time, and so everything worked out. Plus we had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and we were fortunate to trade for Gronk and got all the pieces. He knew everything about our football team and how close we were.
Well, I mean, listen, though, bottom line, obviously that helps, but he had to trust you, and you obviously knowing the situation he had come from, hard coaching. I mean, Bill as much as anybody else. So what do you think about you and him that worked out, do you think?
Yeah, it was so different for him to hear it from a head coach offensive mind versus a head coach defensive mind, and one that's a little more no risk it, no biscuit than Bill was. So, that part took a little time and growing used to, but he was looking forward to it. And, it's the philosophy of, hey, there's a minute left and there's 2 timeouts. We're gonna just run it out right at halftime. I said, hell no, brother, we're going for points, man. That's what we do. And it took a little time, but that was the year we had no OTAs and no preseason games, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I know that was the COVID era. Walk me through though, where you had to give a little bit to Tom, that you had to sit down maybe for a split second and go, do I really want to do this? And heck yeah, it's Tom Brady. Was there a moment like that for you, Bruce?
No. Once we made the decision that he could still do it at a very, very, very high level, and we weren't really unsold on Jameis Winston. We figured we could correct some of the mistakes he was making. He did throw for 5,000 yards and 36 touchdowns. And Byron Leftwich just did an unbelievable job that year with Jameis. And then, for Tom, it was, hey, I know your offense. I've been in it. You're very, very smart. It's a difficult one to learn for 21 other guys. How about you just learn ours? He was, oh yeah, coach, that's not a problem. It's just terminology and how he read things out, how he wanted routes run, and you meet in the middle with all that kind of stuff.
Well, and you got a good story of during a timeout where you and Tom got together, hashed something out, and then it turned into something big and successful for your Super Bowl team. Yeah. Bruce, you got a good one?
Yeah, right. I think it was about maybe a minute and 15, maybe a minute and 20 right before half, and we had to lead in the Super Bowl. And Tom comes over, we got 80 yards to go, and hey, we're just gonna take it real easy, right? Because I said, heck no, man. We're gonna be very smart with the ball, but if you get a shot to Mike, take it. And of course, he takes a Mike shot and gets a PI, gets another PI, and we get a touchdown. And it's like that one and the one up in Green Bay with about 6 seconds left. I got pissed off, called timeout. We ain't punting. And Byron Leftwich called a jewel. And Tom looked at him and said, this is going to work, man. They're going to squat on it. And he throws that touchdown to Scotty Miller up in Green Bay right before the half. So I think the half of both of those games determined those games.
Wow, that was a holy S moment for me, Bruce, to be honest with you. That Scotty Miller play. For me, where I'm sitting there going, this, because the entire season, I'm sitting there saying, I can't believe that Tom's going to be in a new spot for the first time. And this had nothing to do with you, the team, everything. I just couldn't imagine that Brady would finally go to a new spot and it would work out to the ultimate in his first shot at it. And I was always sitting there going, there's got to be some moment where this turns back into a pumpkin, And then he had that moment with Scotty Miller against the Packers, and I'm like, holy S, like this is actually gonna happen. that they're going to make the Super Bowl here, and then all bets would be off. Certainly playing in Raymond James, despite it taking on the Chiefs. Bruce, I'm wondering if that happened for you too at that point.
Yeah, leading the whole week leading up to the game, Rich, in Green Bay, they're hanging all the Super Bowl banners and stuff in the stadium, and say, "Hey, boys, you better not be looking at that stuff because we'll get our ass kicked up in Green Bay if you're looking over there worrying about the Super Bowl. Hey, we got the championship game to win first, so don't be looking over there and getting ahead of yourself." And that team was so grounded. We had such great leadership on it, and the offense, defense, special teams, the whole crew, and that game in Green Bay. I think just something about winning at Lambeau is so unique and so cool.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.